Hi everyone! In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a Disney-inspired gift set that includes coordinating cards, a bookmark, and a holder to package everything together beautifully. This is a quick, cohesive project that makes such a thoughtful handmade gift, and I'm going to walk you through each step. So let's get started. The supplies you're going to need today is a scoreboard, adhesive tape, Disney-inspired patterned paper that has cut-aparts, a corner rounder, and your cutting tool. Okay, so let's start first with a bookmark. I use a black piece of cardstock that measures 4 inches wide by 5.5 pieces tall. I'm going to use my scoreboard and score it right down the middle and fold it in half. Next, I'll round the bottom corners and use my tag punch to cut the top part of the bookmark. Okay, I'm going to glue everything together, fold it in half, seal it, and now I'm going to choose a cut apart that I'm going to fussy cut and use as the top. I'm going to keep it as flat as possible so that it fits nicely inside of a book without warping any pages. And the last thing we need to do is add a piece of ribbon. I chose this really cute polka dot ribbon because it goes perfect with the Disney-inspired paper. I'm just using a tiny piece of twine to tie it around the top, and then I just need to trim it all off, and now we have a perfect bookmark to go with our holder. Okay, so let's move on to step 2. We're going to make 4 super simple cards. I'm starting with 4 standard A2 card bases that measure 4.25 by 5.5 when they're folded. For my card fronts, I've cut 4 panels that measure 4 by 5.25. That's going to give me a nice clean border around the edge once you've adhered everything down. I'm just going to attach each panel directly to the card base using adhesive. Next, I'm going to use 4 coordinating cutouts that match the paper we've already been using throughout the project. I add 1 cutout to each card front. You can keep them flat, or if you want a little dimension, go ahead and pop them up with some foam tape. And just like that, we have 4 finished cards that coordinate perfectly with everything else. Okay, so now let's create the holder that's going to bring everything together. I'm going to start by cutting my base, and that measures 12 by 8.5. On the 12-inch side, I'm going to score at the 1/4 mark, the 1/2 inch mark, then I'm going to score 5 3/4 mark, and then at the 6 1/4 mark, I'm going to turn my paper and score the other side at a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch. Next, we turn to the 8.5 inch side and we make 2 score lines. One is at the 6 inch mark, and the next one is going to be at the 6 1/4 mark. And that's it. That's all the score lines that we need to make. Okay, so before we fold everything together, we need to cut away a couple little parts. We're going to cut away the center part that goes to the second score line, and then we're going to cut a little sliver out right here on the sides. So if you watch the video, I'll show you exactly which parts to cut. And on the center part, I am going to angle it out a little bit to the sides. Cutting these little pieces right here allows the bottom to have a place where the cards to sit in. We just don't need this little piece. Okay, so let's begin to fold everything and tape some things down. So these 2 sections you need to tape down. That's going to make a nice finished even side. Next, let's fold all of the other score marks that we made and burnish them with our bone folder. Next, I'm going to use my corner rounder. I want to round the 2 top corners, and then I want to round the inside pocket corners also. Okay, so now let's add our ribbon. The ribbon I'm going to use is going to be 24 inches long. I'm going to cut it And then what we need to do is we're going to glue it down right in the center section of the back, or actually it goes all the way across the holder itself so that we can make a nice bow whenever we close it. All right, so now we are almost finished. Let's decorate the front. I chose a cut apart that I'm going to line with black cardstock to make a nice mat. Then I just adhere it right to the center on top of the ribbon. Now the last thing we need to do is just adhere the sides and we're all done with our holder. So this next part, we're just going to add some tape just to this little area right here so that when we close it, it creates a nice little pocket for our cards and bookmarks to sit really nice in. So I need to use my bone folder here so that I can press the tape up against the side so it sticks really, really good. And then that way it won't cut apart when we put all of our goodies in there. Finally, the last thing, we just need to trim the sides of our ribbon. And that's it, we're all finished. And now we have a complete Disney-inspired gift set that's ready to give to your loved ones and anyone who's a Disney fan. I loved how it turned out. I think it was simple, coordinated, and makes such a magical handmade gift. And of course, if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments what you thought. Thank you so much for staying to the end, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.